was I wearing this for? Anyway, hello, welcome to Cozy Reviews. You suggested, I review it, and welcome back to the Halloween franchise review. Today we are taking a look at the next film in this franchise, unfortunately, on Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
He's back with a vengeance. Halloween 5, rated R, starts Friday, October 13th at theaters everywhere.
So Halloween 5 was released in 1988, and man was it rushed. But let's get this over with. Halloween 5 picks up immediately where Halloween 4 left off. However, this time, they reveal that Michael survived the whole encounter, big surprise, and now Jamie, after stabbing her mother with scissors in the last film, has been in a mental hospital for the past year. Things get complicated, however, when Michael returns to Haddonfield, but this time they're prepared for him. So, Halloween 5 is possibly the worst Halloween movie in the entire franchise, and there's some good reasoning for it. Okay, I'm going to go through all those reasons. Reason number 1, there's no suspense. Literally none. Throughout the movie, there's a gag that they repeat twice where this guy, with this prankster character, keeps dressing up as Michael and scaring people. Even the scene when the police have guns pointed at them, they reveal it's a joke. Dude, the cops are pointing guns at you and you think it's funny? What is wrong with you? Then they do it again later on in a barn where there's kittens for some reason. And because of that, there's no suspense. None. Diddly friggin' squat. Reason number 2, the characters suck. Rachel, the survival girl from the last Halloween, is among many victims in this movie. That's right, she gets killed when Michael stabs her with scissors. So after that, the characters that we're left with is her friend Tina. Tina's BFF, I believe her name was Sammy, or Samantha, or something like that. Her boyfriend, and then Tina's boyfriend, who happens to be named Mike. Yes, there's 2 Michaels in this movie. And literally, all these characters are in this movie for one reason: to get killed. Dr. Loomis is back once again, but he barely gets anything to do in this movie. He's just there to act like Loomis, act crazy, be a whack job, and pretty much keep saying that Michael's just a monster. Now, there's a few other things this movie has going for it. For one thing, the kills are tame. They're not that graphic, even though Halloween 4 is graphic as hell. But they show Michael ripping a dude's head off, and in this movie, the only thing we get to confirm a kill is a blood splatter on something, or something like that. Granted, they do show Michael stabbing Rachel with some scissors, but that's it. Nothing more after that. And also, Michael looks really stupid in this movie. The mask looks 10 times worse as it did in Halloween 4.
I mean, look at this thing. It's supposed to be the same mask from Halloween 4, but somehow it looks even more dumb than it did the last time. I mean, good lord, look at that neck. That does not look like... That looks like a bust, not a mask. And also, why is it just me, or does his hair look kind of greasy? Good lord.
Also, Danielle Harris may as well not be in this film, because Jamie does not have much to do in this film. Hell, she barely talks throughout it. Throughout the first half of the film, she can't speak at all, because somehow her and Michael are psychically bonded now? It's only for plot convenience that when she acts out what Michael's doing and where Michael's going to be next. Oh, God. There's also a pointless romance between her and one of the other kids at the place, Billy. It's a sweet little romance between 2 little kids, and it actually does act like how 2 little kids would form a bond, a little romance. It's awkward, it's kind of cute, and it sort of is enjoyable. But then it gets ruined when Billy disappears for a good half of the movie. Like, literally, we don't even see what happens to him. He just disappears. And also, the character of Tina, Rachel's best friend, she is such a pain. She, she's annoying, she's a bitch, she's only there just to serve as a victim. And and she gets more bitchier as the film goes on. Oh, man. Is there anything good about this movie? No, there is not. Ugh. There's a few other things this film pulled out of its ass. For example, at one point in the film, they show this mark of thorn on Michael's wrist, and they didn't explain, and they only put it in there for something to be explained in the next movie. Yeah, the writers did not know what that meant when they put this into the film, so they needed an explanation for the next one. That's awesome. Adding something you don't even know for your act, you don't even know what it is. There's also this guy who wears nothing but all black that's wandering around Haddonfield, and he doesn't really do much of anything either. Except one thing, but we'll get to that later. Let's see. Oh yeah, and also they changed the Myers house now. For some reason, the Myers house is now this big old mansion instead of being a simple country house. Like, really? I guess that had something to do with the fact that they had to film a different place, but really? Another point is that there are these two cops who are just annoying. They're there for comic relief, but they're not funny. They're just annoying. Like everything else in this movie, they just serve as a point to get murdered. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna give away the ending of Halloween 5, because I really don't care. If you don't want to get spoiled, too bad. After Michael has disposed of everyone, thank God, Loomis decides to tell Michael to go to his house so they can end this once and for all. Jamie is waiting there, and for some reason she gets one of her psychic visions that tells them that Michael is somewhere else. The cops go there, and Michael kills the only officer that was there to keep Jamie safe. Nice. Michael chases Jamie throughout the place, and they go into the attic where all of Michael's latest victims are, including Rachel. Jamie lays in a coffin, waiting for the inevitable. But before Michael stabs her, she calls Michael uncle, because remember, Jamie is Michael's niece, and she asks to see his face. It's all shadowed out, so you can't see anything. But honestly, it's kind of a sweet moment between these two. Then he gets ruined, and Michael goes apeshit. Then Dr. Loomis shows up and traps a giant net on Michael. Then starts beating him with a 2x4. Then shoots him with a tranquilizer dart. That was a little overkill. And actually, this is the first movie that doesn't hint that Michael's going to die. He gets put in a jail cell, and the cops pretty much say he'll be there until he dies. Then that Men in Black guy shows up, kills all the officers, and busts Michael out of prison. The final shot of the film is Jamie, unattended, walking through the police station with all the murdered cops, and sees Michael's cell has been busted open. So, Halloween 5. Needless to say, it sucks. This movie is the worst Halloween movie I've ever seen. Well, okay, that's saying a lot considering what I'm going to have to do later in this franchise, but I'm still standing by my regard. This movie sucks. But guess what? The crap train ain't over yet, because tomorrow I gotta look at Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. God, give me strength. See ya.